taxpayers, it's Tiffany Gonzalez CPA here, founder and CEO of Accounting to Scale. In this video, we're talking budgeting. Not everyone is great at budgeting, so we need to find a budget that fits your lifestyle. Thankfully, there are so many different kinds, and in this video, we'll break them down. Let's get into your first option. This is the best option for someone who might just first be starting out on budgeting. It's called the 50-30-20 budget. Essentially, the way it works is 50% of your income should go to your expenses. That is rent, car, utilities, telephone, internet, etc. The next 20% should go to savings. We recommend a 4-month emergency fund. Savings include IRA, retirement accounts, etc. And the last 30% should be for discretionary income. This is a pretty hefty amount of discretionary income, and to be honest, there are better budgets that reduce the amount of discretionary income you spend. But because you're new to budgeting and you don't want to restrict yourself too much, this is a good way to begin. Keep in mind that if your expenses exceed 50% of your income, then you need to take a harder look at your expenses and see where you can trim. You might be spending more than you can make. In fact, when you do a budget for the first time, you start to realize how much of your money you actually spend. Remember, savings is like paying yourself. You're essentially earning income and putting it into an account that belongs to you for an emergency or for your future retirement. Everyone loves the idea of retiring early, yet they're only contributing a small fraction of what they make to retirement. It's so important that if retiring early is a goal of yours, you save as much money as possible in your retirement accounts. This is why it's so important to tie your goals with your financial moves. Let's get into the second budget. This is the bare bones budget. This is for someone who might already be a good saver, or maybe they have a ton of debt that they're trying to pay off. With this type of budget, you make a list of the key essentials that you have to pay to live. And then everything above that goes to savings or to pay down debt. This is a very extreme way of setting up your budget, and it's only recommended for those who already have a passion for savings or are so fed up of being in debt. Now for the third option in budgeting. This is called the zero-based budget. Essentially, the way it works is you track everything. Every single dollar that you spend, you know exactly where it's going, whether that's to discretionary spend, essential spend, savings spend. This type of budgeting allows you to know exactly where everything's going so you can then align your budget to be exactly what you need to meet your goals. It's not about percentages, it's not about the excess, it's about every single expense meeting and working with towards your goals. This is my favorite kind of budget. In the business that we run at Accounting to Scale, this is how we help business owners really understand where their income is going every single month. Tracking is critical. The fourth option in budgeting is called the 60% solution. This is where you take 60% of your income and use it for essential expenses. These are things like mortgage, rent, utilities, telephone, etc. And then you take the next 40% and divide it into 4 10%. You then allocate those 4 10% in the following way. The first 10% is allocated to short-term savings. The second 10% is allocated to long-term savings. The third 10% is allocated to retirement savings, and the fourth 10% is allocated to discretionary income. This one is compared to our first budget. However, it has a much smaller discretionary income and a more aggressive stance towards savings. If you take this kind of budget and apply it to the way that you spend your money, you will see a lot of your savings account grow pretty quickly. As you can see, there are so many different ways to budget your money. The most important part about budgeting is having a reaction to it that isn't ugh, but is more like yes. Because at the end of the day, money gives you financial freedom. So if you learn how to use it wisely, you'll be more happier than you've ever been. I hope that this gets you on the right path towards setting your own budget. If you'd like to stay up to date with all of the information we're putting out, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, or Facebook for more information at Accounting to Scale. Until the next video, your favorite CPA, Tiffany Gonzalez.